this short introduction to SAP.io Foundry, powered by Techstars Accelerator. This is our latest program running in September in Berlin. It's focused on B2B and enterprise SaaS, and with a sub-focus on machine learning and AI. So my name is Connor Murphy. I'm the Managing Director at Techstars. I'll be running and delivering the program. Previous to Techstars, I founded a B2B SaaS company called DataHug. DataHug was acquired by Caldas Cloud, a Nasdaq listed company in the US in 2016. And my background, kind of my view on the world, has always been from a developer, computer scientist perspective, having built products and then having transitioned into kind of CEO role, developing enterprise sales and B2B sales and going through that whole process. Sana is our PM. Sana is originally from New York. She's previously been involved with running Techstars Berlin and has a background in international affairs. So you might have met myself or Sana around Europe over the last few weeks and months, and we'll be the two core people delivering the program in September in Berlin. So what is Techstars? Just to give an introduction to Techstars, it's a worldwide network that helps entrepreneurs succeed. I think that is the key for me, is around the network. It really is a global network that entrepreneurs have been leveraging for over the last 10 years. And then we've been working with to bring together mentors, alumni, peers, partners, VCs, investors, to bring that ecosystem together to help entrepreneurs do more faster and ultimately succeed. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that and give you a flavor of how powerful that network is and whether you think that's a good fit for your business. So here's just an overview of the 29 accelerators that we're currently running. We're in 18 countries and expanding rapidly. Just to give you context, 2 years ago when Techstars came to Berlin, there was no Techstars in Berlin. It was, and now we have 4 Techstars mentorship-driven accelerators in Berlin, making Berlin probably our biggest city in the world. And that's a great testament to how fast Techstars is expanding, but also how strong Berlin is as an ecosystem and how exciting the opportunities are Techstars are finding and our partners are finding in Berlin and the European market right now. And that's why we're super excited about this program, trying to establish what we think will become one of the leading B2B and enterprise SaaS accelerators in the world. So just give you a sense of Techstars' track record and give you a sense of the benefits that we bring to companies. We've been investing for over 10 years, and just through our accelerator programs alone, we've had over 1,000 companies, and they've already achieved over 100 exits. What's most astounding to me is that 90% of Techstars companies are still active or acquired. Startups is a really tough game with a massive failure rate, and to have 90% of companies still active or acquired is a real testament to the power of Techstars. Just getting some numbers as well on follow-on funding. Companies that have gone through Techstars Accelerators have raised over 3 billion. So think of that from an experience and a network point of view. We have founders who have probably taken money from every investor, angel investor around the world, and they're great resources for you to tap into to understand A, do you think those investors would be a good fit, and B, what it was like working with those investors. Our companies, most importantly, have gone on to create almost $8 billion in value, and we're soon expecting to see a few of our first accelerator programs actually achieve IPO and kind of go all the way from inspiration through to IPO. Which is something Techstars wants to support our teams with, and almost 10,000 jobs have been created. So just to dive a little deeper onto the accelerator, the mentor-driven accelerator program, we select 10 companies from some usually several hundreds of applications, in some cases up to 1,000 applications. So it's a highly competitive process, and we can talk more about that later. We accepted companies then receive an investment of $120,000. They get access to the full program, which I'll go through in a minute, and access to the Techstars network. And that's hugely powerful. And that's Techstars for life, where you have access to that network, not just during the program, but after that program. And as we continue to grow, that network continues to compound. And in exchange, we look for 6% common equity, very, very friendly terms for our founders. We effectively sit on the cap table with you, and we almost see ourselves positioned as another co-founder on your cap table. We believe that the advantage as well of the program and the acceleration process that we bring almost compresses 2 years of work into 13 weeks. So that's almost one whole funding cycle that we hope to actually help you accelerate in the course of our program. And we believe in this so much, and we've had enough data and feedback from our teams that we've been so confident that we provide an equity back guarantee. I think Techstars is one of the first organizations in the world to introduce this, where at the end of the program, you as a founder can come back to us and say, we didn't deliver on on what your expectations were, and you actually want to buy back some of the equity. I'm pretty sure that's very unique in the in the accelerator or investment VC world, but also hugely powerful, as being a founder means managing risks, and this is a great way for you to have confidence that we're going to deliver on our side of the bargain by actually trying to help you succeed and do more faster. Just to give you a sense, if VC is the path you think is right for your business to grow, Techstars is, according to PitchBook in 2015, probably the most successful in terms of our companies raising follow-on funding. VC isn't a road for everyone, but if you're building a global business and you need capital to expand at scale, Techstars is a great place to go in order to achieve that goal. So the actual program is broken into 3 phases, focused on mentorship, which is really you meeting up to 100 mentors in the first month of the program. And then in parallel with that, helping you with those mentors and with the program and the network to actually build out your traction, to focus your business, to run experiments, to leverage those introductions and connections you make through the program to ultimately drive your business faster and achieve traction. And then throughout the whole program and culminating at the end, we really help you focus on your story, your positioning, your communication, ultimately preparing for the big demo day at the end, which is almost like the graduation ceremony of the program, but also as well giving you that kind of skill set and tool set that you need when raising VCs or engaging with customers, particularly in B2B and enterprise. So getting your sales decks, your investment materials ready is a core goal of the program so that you can really accelerate and leverage the momentum you build while on Techstars. Next, I just really want to focus on the networks, which I believe personally, and having experienced it as a mentor and as a founder before, is the most powerful aspect of Techstars. So first off, on the program, you have an amazing group of peers that you'll be working with, 10 companies like-minded in a similar space, in the B2B space, mentors and alumni. So specifically on the mentors, we have 100 plus mentors on the program. And the really great thing about this program is that it's such a great way to leverage both the network of Techstars and of SAP. So SAP, being one of the world's leading software providers, has mentors across so many different verticals and industries, and also whether it's a sales expertise, geographic expertise, machine learning, vision learning expertise, deep technical expertise. We are working with those mentors and are bringing them into our program to match them with you as you need them. But beyond that, we have 11,000 plus mentors in our worldwide network. So for specific mentors anywhere else in the world, and if appropriate, we will look to make those introductions for you to help you make those connections. And at our core of our mentor philosophy is give first. To be a great mentor in the Techstars network, you really ask when you meet a startup, how can I help them? Rather, what's in this for me? Then there's our alumni who understand Techstars better than anyone and have benefited probably more than anyone in the Techstars programs. But they're also a great network for you to tap into as potential customers, potential advisors, potential mentors, and potential contacts. So if you're traveling anywhere in the world, whether it's Bangalore, Paris, you can use Techstars Connect system to discover who the alumni are, who are in the city, and reach out to them and actually start building local networks through our alumni in those geos or regions as well. Finally, once the program finishes, what I love most about Techstars is Techstars for Life. For example, we have FounderCon here in Europe and in the US, which is focused on bringing in all of our alumni, whether your company has failed, still active, been acquired. You're invited for life to this conference. So for example, in Europe this year, we'll have Investor Day and Biz Dev Day. We'll bring in VCs who are doing Series A, B, C, and beyond. We'll bring in Corp Dev teams who are running acquisitions, Biz Dev, for large corporates and partners around the world. We also can follow you all the way through to IPO in terms of support, in terms of capital. We have our VC fund, which is been hugely successful, has invested also in companies like Twilio and Uber, and is raising a new fund so that we can continue to support you as you raise out your Series A, B, C, and beyond. And finally, and this is growing every day, we have 2 million in perks where Techstars partners and also Techstars alumni offer huge discounts and services to our companies. So for example, DigitalOcean offer 100K in credit. We have AWS, we have SendGrid. We also have professional services firms like Cooley who provide legal support to help you with all of the areas you need from a technology, services, business, and insight point of view to grow your business and also save precious capital. I think in this overview, I really just want to emphasize, particularly if you're a B2B founder, an enterprise SaaS founder focusing on bigger sales, relationships are everything. And that's really, Techstars is a worldwide network. We really help you build that network. And then you as a founder, your job is to build a relationship with those mentors, with our corporate partners, and in a way that that you can leverage for sales. Because at the end of the day, B2B is not a business selling to a business. It's actually a person in business A selling to a person in business B. So if you can access those relationships at the right level, you can actually accelerate your business by doing more faster, by building your sales pipeline through those valuable introductions, also through the insights you will get from understanding how your customers buy, and also getting really valuable feedback from your network on trends and other areas and other opportunities that you may not have experienced, such as companies who have done this before and failed, or companies who've done it successfully and what they've learned from navigating the sales process, through to meeting experts maybe within SAP or the Techstars network who can advise you and give you feedback on how to build a sales pipeline, sales process, and sales materials that are required to really crack the enterprise sale. Finally, I encourage you to apply if you think you're interested in the program. Our application date is June 18th. That's the deadline. You need to get your application in. Offers will then be going up in mid-July once we're through the selection process. And the program will be starting in September and culminating in demo day in early December. Finally, I just want to really focus on how do we evaluate applications. So why should you apply? We're really focused on 6 criteria, and it may sound cheesy, but really the most important one is team, team, team. That's what we have there 3 times. Then market, then your traction, then your product/idea. And the emphasis on team is because it is Techstars for life. We really want to make sure that we're bringing in valuable and exciting, engaging, experienced, motivated people into our network, because you will have access to the Techstars network for life, and we want to make sure that we're adding to that network. So we also then look at the back of your focus on your market, and that's interesting to us, why you're focused on that market, and your traction, whether in the market or if you're pre-product or pre-market, what have you achieved before in your career, your team have achieved before in your career, so that you can demonstrate that you can execute. And finally, your idea. At this stage, often ideas may change, may evolve, so we're less wedded by that, but we are quite excited by what your initial idea is and understand how you kind of got there. And that helps us learn an awful lot about you and how you see the market and how your team work together. Finally, some application tips, and I've said finally twice now, I think. So this is really finally. Have a great team video in your application. It's really great to help us understand more about the team. As I said, we really want to understand your motivation, why you're doing this, why now, and also where you think the market is going. Be succinct and apply early. And this is a key one. Applying early means that I can actually go in and look at your application before the deadline. And if I see something of interest or I see something catch my eye, I can set up a call with you. I can reach out to you with some questions, and I can really get more data points. So we can have more back and forth. Whereas 70% of people might leave the application to the last moment. That really gives me very little time just going on your application when I have to get her down to our selection top 80, top 40, top 20. So applying early is something we encourage all our teams to do. It allows us to really engage and start building that relationship. And that works both ways. So we can help you as well, and we can understand and give you feedback, which can be hugely useful. And also as well, it's just a really great way to improve your chances of getting on the program. So that's it. That's an overview. I'm probably going to do a separate FAQ video, and we're doing a webinar as well over the next few weeks. So please watch out for those webinars. We're going to answer questions like, am I too late? Am I too early? Do I need to apply to Berlin? Can I apply to other programs? And can I speak to an alumni? But for now, I'm just going to leave it at that, and really thank you for your time. And if you're interested, please reach out to me with any questions. And my email address is connor.murphy@techstars.com, or reach out to sana.ahmed@techstars.com. We'd be happy to answer any questions or point you towards more information. And best of luck with the application process. Thank you.